What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games, and in today's video we're covering a full Grand Underground guide, starting from how to access the Grand Underground, all the way explaining what the statues do and how to get special Pokemon in the Grand Underground. And before we begin, if you're new to the channel, love these videos, please subscribe and like this video. I really appreciate it. So to access the Grand Underground, you need to be in Eternatus City, which is the second gym city. And you can actually access this before you defeat the gym leader. So once you have the first badge, it is possible to enter the Grand Underground. So what you need to do is enter this building right next to the Pokemon Center. And there is going to be an old man here. And you're going to want to talk to this old man. And he is just going to give you the Explorer Kit, which is how you access the Grand Underground. And you can use the Explorer Kit in anywhere in the world that is not within a building or like a cave. You can only do it when you're out in the overworld. And make sure to talk to this guy multiple times because he will keep giving you quests. And these quests will be related to the Grand Underground. Like you need to dig up a bunch of prism stones. You need to get up like a statue. And he will give you access to your secret base. So going into this guide, you would have your secret base already unlocked, which is very simple to do. Like I said, you just need to talk to him and just do what he says, which is very simple stuff you can do in like 5 minutes. I recommend hotkeying your Explorer Kit just because it makes it easier to go into the Grand Underground all the time. And I suggest playing online if you do have online for your Switch. You can also play alone as well, but online does make the Grand Underground a lot easier and a better experience. And you of course can play with your friends if you would like to do that in a private session as well. So the game will save, and then you're gonna go into the Grand Underground. And you will go into the Grand Underground wherever you are starting in the overworld. As you can see, there is a huge map to the Grand Underground. So we can see this map here. And we are currently in the left part of the map. And you can see there's a bunch of areas that we cannot access in the Grand Underground from here. And you can see the top right area I haven't even been to yet. So I'm going to put markers on the map, but this big area right here is the starting area of the Grand Underground. You can access this once you get the Grand Underground Explorer Kit. The area on the bottom left, you can access by going to Twin Leaf Town, which is your hometown. The top left area, you can access when you get to Snow Point City. The bottom right area, you can access by going to the 8th gym leader. In the top right area, which I haven't been to on this save file, you can access by going to the Pokemon League. Essentially, it's a post-game area, right? And the one in the middle with the crystal in the middle of the map, you can access when you go to Celestic City. So that is all 5 areas of the Grand Underground and how to access them. The main reason why I suggested you should play online is because you see that number on the top left corner that says 34 out of 40. That means we have to find 40 Digletts on this map, and other players will count towards catching those 40 Digletts as well. And so we're just going to buy some time and look for some materials. So digging's very simple. I always recommend using the chisel and never use the hammer. The hammer is just not too great. And my recommended strategy for finding items in the digging part is just to do the top 4 corner areas, but not right on the corner. And ooh, we got ourselves a nice box. That's gonna come in handy. That's actually how we get our shiny statues. But I just recommend doing the 4 corner areas, then doing the middle as well. And unfortunately we didn't get everything, but we did get the most important item here, and that was the box. So these red spears, they were like currency. They can be traded for pedestals and other objects as well for the Grand Underground. But this is very important because we just got a pretty stone box. And what is going to come out of this box? We just got ourselves a Weavile statue. So that's pretty sweet. So we use these statues in the actual Grand Underground secret bases. And we just hit 40, which means it is now time to farm our digging areas. And because we hit 40, we can now have a high chance of getting colored statues, and colored statues are the super rare statues that you can find in the Grand Underground. So hopefully we can get a couple. This mode only lasts for 4 minutes, so you definitely want to stop whatever you're doing and work on the digging spots, because shiny statues are incredibly rare, but they're very easy to get. Also, the boxes have a higher chance of spawning during these 4 minutes, so pretty much you're always guaranteed to get a box. And if you want to make it quick, you can either try to find everything, or once you get your box, you can just leave immediately. All right, so we got all 4 objects. So if you do this pretty quickly, you can end up getting maybe like 4 or 5 pretty stone boxes. So we got a gorgeous stone box, which means this is a colored statue. And the color statues are pretty awesome. And we got a Drifloon statue. So this is a small statue, but it's still a good statue because it is colored. And so you can also team up with people online, and it actually makes the digging process faster, as when you hit the wall, they'll be able to see some of your hits and vice versa. So if they hit the wall for you, they'll help you reveal part of the map. And as you can see, this is really easy. I was able to find this box pretty much immediately. So this is why I recommend playing the Grand Underground online if you are planning to farm for statues and secret boxes. There, in the 4 minutes, there's usually just 1 box, but sometimes you can get a special wall of 2. Looks like we got a leaf stone there. So yeah, you can find evolution stones as well. And that person's hammer is here helping us. Hopefully we can get something nice. Well, at the very least, we got a leaf stone and we got a gorgeous electric box, which is pretty awesome. And yes, you can get all the evolution stones in the Grand Underground as well. So what are we gonna get here? Oh, we got ourselves a nice little Rotom fan colored statue, so that's pretty sweet. And now for our Grand Underground secret base. So this is what statues do. So as you can see, I have 3 colored statues and they're ranging in size. So the smaller statues will give you a smaller boost to the particular type you're hunting. And because I have 3 dragon types out, my orb here is now giving a boosted effect catching dragon types. So dragon types will be more likely to spawn in the Grand Underground. And this will apply to any type based on the prominent type that you place down here. So I could change this if I go to my statues, and if I ended up putting down a bunch of some other type, like let's say I put down a lot of bug types, then I'll be able to get more bug type Pokemon in the Grand Underground. And the smaller the statue, the smaller the boost is. Colored statues is an additional multiplier. So if you have a colored statue versus a non-colored statue of the same type, then the non-colored statue will be giving way less than the colored statue. So the point is, always want to be putting out your colored statues. There's also legendary Pokemon statues which give the biggest amount, and those are available in the post game. I currently do not have them yet, but if you are looking for a particular type of Pokemon, all you got to do is remember, put down the Pokemon that you want the most. So if you want to farm Gibbles, then put down a lot of dragon types. If you want to farm Scythers, then put down a lot of bug types. And just to show off the dragon type boost, I'm able to get 2 Gibbles in the Grand Underground right in this room. It would have been much harder to get these guys if I didn't have the dragon type effect in place. And I also got really lucky and got the rare spawn of Lickitung. The Grand Underground is accessible in the very beginning of the game. However, not every single biodome is accessible in the beginning of the game. As you progress through the game, you will be able to unlock different biodomes by going to different cities. As I mentioned before, the Grand Underground map, you can only go to the first areas of the game, but then more areas will unlock once you get to Celestial City, Snow Point City, and then the 8th gym, and then in the post game. But not only do areas unlock as you progress through the game, but also additional Pokemon that you can catch and their levels. So every badge you get will pretty much increase the Pokemon's level by 5 in the Grand Underground. And once you defeat the game, Pokemon will be at level 60 once you have the National Dex. And more Pokemon will show up in the Grand Underground at these certain key marks. So once you start the game, there's going to be a set amount of Pokemon. And then when you get Strength, when you get Defog, when you get 7 badges, when you get Waterfall, and when you get the National Dex, at every single one of those points I listed, more Pokemon will show up in the Grand Underground. And of course, the National Dex will have so much in the Grand Underground, so this is going to be a great post-game area. However, there isn't going to be everything until that moment, but there's still lots of great things you can catch in the Grand Underground. And there is a lot of biodomes. There's 20 biodomes in the Grand Underground, and each biodome has their own spawn table, and of course special spawns associated with this spawn table. And now here is all the special Pokemon that you can catch in the Grand Underground. Noted in the table is all the special Pokemon that you can catch, which rooms you can catch them, what are the odds of them spawning, And also you can catch all these Pokemon immediately as they spawn in the Grand Underground. As long as you have access to the room, you can make it spawn. So yes, you can start the game with a Scyther. Once you get to this Eternatus City, you can start the game with an Absol. You can start the game with a Houndoom. And there is a lot of rooms that I mentioned before. There are 20 rooms. So feel free to look at this video, screenshot the parts that you need. There's also the possible egg moves, because special Pokemon can have egg moves on them when you catch them. And there's a lot of cool Pokemon you can catch in the Grand Underground, like Gligar, Swinub, Togepi. All the babies are able to be caught down here. Ralts, Duskull, Magnemite, Magby, Elekid, Swablu, Gallade. There's a lot of cool Pokemon down here, and a lot of them can be caught in multiple rooms. And you're going to see Houndoom appears in a lot of different rooms. Same with Ralts, Magnemite. You know, there's a lot of Pokemon that are repeats, but hey, this is what the Grand Underground has to offer. And this special Pokemon list is throughout the entire game. Of course, a more regular Pokemon will spawn with more progression that you get through. But as I said before, these Pokemon will be here since the very beginning of the game. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my Grand Underground video. Please, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll catch you guys next time with more Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl action. Peace out and have a good one.